What's up, everyone? If you love romance anime with that hidden power twist, you're in the right place. Today, I'm counting down 10 underrated gems that balance heart, humor, and hidden strength. Kicking off with number 10, Ladies vs. Butlers, 2008. At an elite academy, Akiharu enrolls to train as a butler, but his delinquent looks clash with upper-class ladies while hiding surprising wit and combat skills. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, wasn't this more of a comedy fan service show? And yes, that's exactly how it's marketed, but there's something deeper hiding under the surface. Our boy Akiharu is constantly underestimated because of his delinquent appearance. But when it comes to holding his own, he's got a sharp mind, quick reflexes, and a surprising ability to stand firm in chaotic situations. And honestly, that's the beauty of this anime. It feels like you're watching a rom-com circus, but then you realize the MC is way more capable than anyone gives him credit for. Plus, the awkward misunderstandings? Classic. It makes you root for him because you know he's not just another generic MC thrown into a harem setup. He's smart, resilient, and hilarious under pressure, which makes his romance moments hit way harder. Sliding to number 9, Blessing of the Campanella, 2009. Set in a fantasy city, Lester Maycraft stumbles upon a mysterious girl who changes his life, while his hidden abilities slowly emerge during magical encounters. This one is so overlooked, it's almost criminal. Blessing of the Campanella is colorful, whimsical, and dripping with that late 2000s fantasy charm. Lester doesn't come across as your typical overpowered MC at first. He seems laid back, just vibing with his crew. But the moment magic comes into play, you realize he's not just chilling for no reason. He's resourceful, clever, and way more skilled than he initially shows. What makes this anime really work is the blend of sweet romance moments with magical world building. The relationships feel soft and charming, while the sudden bursts of hidden strength add that layer of surprise. For me, it's that balance, like you're smiling one moment and then suddenly reminded, oh yeah, this guy could handle himself in a fight. Not to mention, it gives you that classic JRPG vibe that older anime fans definitely miss. Landing on number 8, Strain, Strategic Armored Infantry, 2006. Sarah Warrick, a military cadet, finds herself piloting powerful mechs after a betrayal, hiding her true potential as both a soldier and emotional anchor in wartime. Strain is seriously slept on. If you love mecha anime but also want some genuine romance and heartache, this is a solid pick. Sarah isn't the kind of character who flaunts her power. She internalizes a lot, which makes her development even stronger. At first, she looks like just another soldier lost in the crowd, but when push comes to shove, her skills shine through. What really makes this anime hit is how the romance and the mech action complement each other. You're getting intense space battles with heavy stakes, but then you've also got this thread of love, heartbreak, and sacrifice tying it all together. Personally, I love that Sarah isn't perfect. She struggles, doubts herself, and hides her strength until the absolute right moment. It's raw, emotional, and for those who want romance with actual consequences, this one deserves way more attention. Looking at number 7, Kamichu. Yuri, a shy middle school girl, suddenly discovers she's a goddess, hiding divine power while navigating friendships, love, and the awkwardness of growing up. Talk about wholesome and underrated. Kamichu is one of those series that sneaks up on you. On the surface, it looks like a sweet slice-of-life romance with a shy protagonist, but then you realize the girl is literally a goddess. And yet, what makes this anime shine isn't just the divine powers. It's how Yuri balances them with her everyday life. She's shy, she's awkward, she likes a boy, and she has to deal with homework. Meanwhile, she's got celestial beings looking at her like she's the chosen one. The comedy is lighthearted, but the romance moments are so gentle and pure that it reminds you of those innocent school crushes you had growing up. For me, what makes it special is that her true power doesn't overshadow her personality. Instead, it's the backdrop for a coming-of-age romance story that feels both magical and deeply human. At number 6, Sorcerer Hunters, 1995. A band of adventurers battles corrupt sorcerers, with Carrot Glace hiding unexpected powers that complicate his role as both fighter and romantic interest. Now we're going old school. Sorcerer Hunters is chaotic, wild, and hilarious, but it's also surprisingly heartfelt. Carrot Glace might not look like much compared to his comrades. He's goofy, lazy, and constantly getting into trouble. But underneath all that comedy, he's hiding powers that make him far more important than anyone expects. And here's the kicker. His romance subplot sneaks up on you. For all the ridiculous antics and over-the-top battles, there's this underlying warmth that makes the characters' relationships feel genuine. Personally, I love when anime from the 90s mixes slapstick with sincerity. It's unpredictable, which makes those heartfelt moments hit harder. Carrot's hidden strength isn't just physical, it's emotional too. He's a character who grows on you the longer you watch, and the romantic developments feel all the more rewarding because you've seen how underestimated he is at the start. Halfway at number 5, Saikano, She, the Ultimate Weapon, 2002. Chisi, a shy high school girl, hides the fact that she's been turned into a devastating military weapon while struggling to maintain her fragile romance with Shuji. Okay, buckle up. This one hurts. Saikano is easily one of the most tragic romance anime ever made. Chise looks like your average awkward high schooler, sweet and timid, but beneath that, she's literally the military's deadliest weapon. And the way that secret clashes with her romance with Shuji, absolutely heartbreaking. What really got me about this anime is how it captures the fragility of love when the world is literally tearing itself apart. Chise doesn't want to be powerful. Her strength is a curse, and it's slowly eating away at her humanity. Watching her try to hold on to love while hiding this massive, destructive truth is both beautiful and painful. If you're someone who likes romance that really hits the emotions, this one will stay with you for a long time. Warning though, it's not lighthearted. It's bittersweet, emotional, and unforgettable. Coming in at number 4, Kanazuki no Miko, 2004. Two shrine maidens, Himeko and Chikane, awaken as reincarnated priestesses while one of them hides destructive power tied to fate and forbidden love. Kanazuki no Miko is one of those shows that sneaks into your heart, messes with your feelings, and then refuses to leave. At first, it feels like a simple school romance with a touch of mystery, but as the story unfolds, you realize the girls aren't just classmates. They're reincarnated priestesses with destinies that involve mecha battles, betrayal, and devastating power. What makes this anime unique is how the romance isn't sidelined. It's front and center, especially with the emotional tension between Himeko and Chikane. The hidden powers don't just serve the action. They fuel the drama, the heartbreak, and the impossible choices the characters have to make. Personally, I think this anime was way ahead of its time, especially in the way it handled romance between female leads. It's tragic, beautiful, and unforgettable, with just enough hidden power hype to keep your jaw dropping. Breaking into number 3, My Jaime, 2004. Mai Tokiha transfers to a new academy, hiding immense power as a Hymen while juggling romance, friendship, and a heavy burden of responsibility. My Jaime deserves way more recognition than it gets. On paper, it looks like your typical magic high school setup, but it's way darker and deeper than you'd expect. Mai is such a relatable MC. She just wants to live a normal life, take care of her brother, and maybe have some romance. But nope, destiny comes knocking, and suddenly she's at the center of battles that could decide everything. What I love here is the balance. Her hidden power isn't just for flashy fights, it actually impacts her relationships. The romance feels messy, complicated, and real because it's built around a character who's literally holding back her true self. That constant push and pull between wanting love and hiding strength makes her one of the most compelling leads on this list. If you love high school settings with actual stakes, this one delivers in spades. Almost there, number 2, Seirei no Moribito, 2007. Balsa, a skilled warrior, takes on protecting a young prince hiding a deadly secret, while subtle romance and hidden powers drive their dangerous journey. Seirei no Moribito is peak storytelling, beautiful animation, rich world building, and characters with real depth. While the romance here is subtle, it's woven with such care that it feels natural. The young prince, Chagum, hides not only his true identity, but also a terrifying secret that makes their journey way more dangerous than it first appears. What really blew me away is how Balsa and Chagum's relationship develops. There's mentorship, protection, and yes, hints of romance that never feel forced. The hidden power isn't just about strength, it's tied to destiny, survival, and the choices they have to make along the way. For me, this anime feels like a breath of fresh air because it doesn't rely on cliches. It's mature, emotional, and action-packed without ever losing its heart. Honestly, if you haven't watched it yet, you're missing out on one of the best hidden gems from the 2000s. Finally, number 1, Aria the Natural, 2006. On the planet Aqua, Akari works as an apprentice gondolier, while her hidden spiritual sensitivity and kindness create deep connections and subtle romantic undertones. And here we are. The number 1 spot goes to Aria the Natural. Now, I know some people might argue this isn't your typical hidden power anime, but hear me out. Akari's strength isn't about physical fights or explosions, it's her emotional and spiritual depth. She hides a profound ability to connect with people, to sense emotions, and to change lives with small, heartfelt actions. The romance here is subtle, soft, and slow burn, but it's the kind of love that feels authentic. Watching Akari glide across the canals of Neo Venezia while unknowingly shaping the lives of everyone she meets is magical in its own way. Personally, this anime always feels like a warm blanket on a cold day. It's relaxing, heartfelt, and yes, quietly powerful. Sometimes, the greatest strength isn't the loudest. It's the one that moves hearts without anyone realizing just how powerful it is. And that wraps up my list of romance anime where the MC hides their true power. From tragic love stories to hidden gems of the 2000s, these shows prove romance and power can mix beautifully. Which one of these underrated classics have you seen? Or better yet, which one's going on your watch list next? Drop your thoughts below.